It was almost 2 o'clock at night. The whole city was asleep. The roads were almost empty. At that exact time, a phone call changed a man's entire life. And within a few hours, he did something that made the whole city amazed. But the surprising thing is, even a few years ago, everyone used to say to this man, "You will never be able to do anything in life." This is the story of a man named Michael. Since childhood, Michael had grown up in many difficulties. His family was not very rich. His father was a truck driver, and his mother worked in a small restaurant. Since childhood, Michael's life was not very easy. He was not a very good student in school either. In mathematics and science, he often got poor marks. Many times, he failed in exams. One day in class, his teacher said in frustration, "Michael, if you keep going like this, then you will never be able to do anything in life." Quote, "That day, the whole class was laughing. Michael said nothing, but those words were deeply stuck in his mind. After finishing school, Michael could not get admitted to a big college. There was also a lack of money, so he started working in a small garage in the city, all day, repairing cars, opening engines and fixing them again. This was his work. His life was very ordinary. But Michael had a different habit. He always wanted to learn something new. At night, after finishing work, he would return home. Then, on his mobile or laptop, he would start watching videos. But he rarely watched movies or games. He was more interested in emergencies and rescue. On YouTube, he watched during accidents, how people can be helped. If someone stops breathing, how they can be saved. If a fire breaks out, how people can be taken out. Slowly, he started learning first aid. He also did various online courses. His friends often said, "What will you do by learning all this?" Some people laughed. Michael would only say, "I don't know." But learning is not bad. Time was passing. One day at 2 o'clock at night, Michael's phone rang. The call was from his friend Jake. Jake said in a frightened voice, "Michael, come out quickly. A big accident has happened near the highway." Quote, Michael did not delay. He quickly put on his clothes and drove out in his car. Within a few minutes, he reached the place of the accident. What he saw there was truly terrifying. A big bus was overturned on the side of the road. 2 cars also were badly damaged. People were screaming everywhere. Some people were lying injured. Some were trapped inside the bus. But at that time, the ambulance had not arrived yet. Many people were too scared to understand what to do. Michael quickly tried to understand the situation. In his mind were running the videos he had watched and the rescue methods he had learned. He shouted, "Everyone stay calm. We have to get the people out." Quote, At first, no one took him very seriously because he was not a police officer or a rescue officer. But Michael started working himself. He went near the broken door of the bus. He told some people, "Please help me a little." Slowly. A few people came forward. Together they tried to open the door. Finally, the door opened. Michael went inside and started bringing the injured people out. A small boy was trapped inside. Michael picked him up and brought him outside. Then another woman was seriously injured. Michael quickly checked her breathing. Her breathing was very slow. Michael quickly started giving first aid. After a few minutes, the woman's breathing started becoming normal again. The people around were looking in surprise because they could not imagine that a simple garage worker could handle the situation like this. After about 20 minutes, the ambulance arrived. The paramedics came and saw. Many people were already in a safe place, and a few people had received first aid, so their condition was stable. One paramedic asked Michael, "Have you received any rescue training?" Michael felt a little shy and said, "No, I only learned online." A few days later, the news of this incident spread on local TV news. The news was saying, in last night's terrible accident, a common citizen helped save many people's lives. That citizen was Michael. People in the city started talking about him. The man whom many people thought was ordinary. That same man became a hero in a time of great danger. A few weeks later, the city mayor called him. At a ceremony, he was given an award for bravery. The mayor said, "Real courage is when someone steps forward to help others, even without having responsibility." Quote, "Everyone stood up and applauded for Michael." And a few months later, a rescue organization in the city contacted Michael. They said to him, "Would you like to join our volunteer rescue team?" Michael stayed silent for a few moments. He remembered those old words. You will never be able to do anything in life. Today, those words have been completely proven wrong. Because today, a simple garage worker has become the hero of many people's lives. This story reminds us of one thing. We should never underestimate anyone, because we never know when an ordinary person, at which moment, will become the greatest hero in someone else's life.